build series on the Tamiya Renault 5 Turbo on the M05RA chassis. Today we'll be concentrating on steps 13 to 18, which is part of parts bag B. And with that we'll start off with step 13, which is building the pogo sticks. And for this we're going to need 4 off of C5, C6, C7, C12 and C15, and 4 off of BB2 coil springs. And as you can see, I've already made 3 because they're really easy to build. So you take C6 and C15, find the circular hole, because on the other side it's just a square gap. Pop that in so that you can see the hole in the slot in this. Then we take C7 and we simply push it through the holes and push it fairly firmly in, like so. Then we get C5, which is a kind of spacer, then the spring, and then the lower mount point. And as you can see there, one of the ball joint connection holes is upright and the other one is horizontal, and it's just a simple quarter turn to lock that in place, and that's it, all done and finished. And that completes step 13 once you've done all 4. Step 14 is mounting the front dampers, and for this we're going to need plastic parts, 2 off of F14, 1 off of F9 and 1 off of C2. And then on the metal parts we're going to need BA6, 2 off 3x10mm tapping screws, 2 off of BB1s, which are 3x18mm step screw, and 2 off of BA10, which are 3x14mm step screw, and lastly 2 off of BB3, which are 3x20mm screws. And we can start off, I think, by mounting the shocks. So we're going to need a spacer, F14, one of the longer step screws, pop it through the top and through there, and then this mounts on this very top hole here. And we just screw that in like that. And then the bottom, it goes, if you can just see, oops, on this top mount here, using one of the shorter step screws. And that will just screw in like so. And then we take the front bumpery mounty thingy doobly, and looking at the diagram, we've got the smooth top bit, and then the bottom bit has grooves cut in it. And then we need F9 as well, I believe, which, looking at the orientation, I believe goes that way. Now, it may go the other way. Yeah, that's better. So again, check the orientation, and that goes in that way. and then this will mount, pick this up into these 4 holes here, like that, with the longer screws at the top through there and the shorter ones through the bottom. So we'll get all of that done. Okay, so with the shocks mounted and the, shall we say, bumper in place, that finishes the front suspension build, and we can move on to step 15, which starts the process of building the rear end. Step 15 is attaching the rear upper arms, and like I say, there's different wheelbases you can have, and for the Renault 5 it's a short wheelbase, so when we attach the bits to the chassis, they're going to be at the forward mounting points. To build this up, we need 1 off of D4, 2 off of C16 and 1 off of D6 on the plastic parts, and the metal bits we need 3 off of BA4, which are 3x15mm tapping screws, 4 off of BA6 3x10mm tapping screws, and 2 off of BA10s, which are 3x14mm screws. And again, checking the orientation of your plastic parts. This is D4. We see that this central hole at the back is at the back even. So we need a step screw through this big hole here, and then we just tighten or screw up the C16, the upper arm, to that, and again we do the same the other side. So I think I'll quickly just do them up. Right, with these upper arms on, I can now attach these to the chassis, and as I say, because I'm using the short wheelbase, they mount to the front here. So we've got the 3 lugs, and they go in like so, and then according to this we use the 3 BA4s, which are the longer screws, and they go in like so. And then for D6, which is the lower mount, let's turn this over. We've got the 4 mounting points here, and looking at the diagram, we've got the sticky outer bit that goes to the rear and slots over like that, and then we just got the 4 screws like so. So I'll get that done and be back to you for step 16. Steps 16 and 17 are building the rear arms and then installing them onto the chassis. So step 16, we're going to need 2 off each of C11 and C19 and 1 off of F5 and F6. These apparently are designated with a left and right somewhere, I saw, but typically I can't see now. Ah, there we go. We've got a 2L on that one, it says it's the left, and a 2R on the other one, which is F6. So try and keep them right. Again, on C11 and 19 we've got notches that you should line up ready to screw them in, and again it's just a simple case of screwing them in like so, using 2 of the BA6 3x10mm tapping screws, and then we can add this lower or this rear axle hub in here using one of these screw pins, which is BA15 3x32mm. So I'll crack on and screw all those together. Okay, so we've got the lower arms made up, and it's just a case of fitting them onto the chassis in step 17, for which we're going to need 2 off of BA10s 3x14mm step screws and 2 off of BA14 3x46mm screw pins. So very similar to the front end, except no what do you call it, 2 flips, dog bones or anything like that. So hopefully that should just go over there like so, and as usual, because I'm on camera, it won't stay there. And we get the screw pin and then line the holes up and slide it all the way through, and once again screw it in. And then looking at the diagram again, yeah, we take the step screw, pop it through the upper arm and screw it into the wheel hub housing, and that's the first one done. And we just need to do the other side and move on to the last step of this video, which is mounting the pogo sticks. The last step of this video, step 18, is attaching the rear shocks, and for this we're going to need plastic parts D5 and 2 off of F13, plus the shocks, and plus metal parts BA6 3 off 3x10mm tapping screws, 2 off of BB1s 3x18mm step screw, and 2 off of BA10 3x14mm step screws. And to start with, we need to mount D5, which should go on somewhere around about there, I believe. Yes, like so. And then with the 3 screws in, one in the centre and one either side. And then, unlike the front suspension, the spacers D13 go at the bottom, with the longer step screws and the shorter step screws at the top. So let's start with the bottom one. And there's only the one hole it can go in. And the same for the top, there's only the one hole, and the same on the other side. Oops. And with that, that finishes the rear suspension build, and also this video, and as I've just noticed, that also completes parts bag B. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and look forward to seeing you for the next video starting on parts bag C. Thanks for watching. Bye.